Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the calm and disciplined exterior of a Capricorn? You know them as ambitious, practical, and determined, but there's so much more to this earth sign than meets the eye. From their unique approach to relationships to how they handle life's challenges, Capricorns possess a set of psychological traits that are often misunderstood. And here's the twist: when their patience runs out, the reaction you might expect is far from what you'll actually see. In this video, we're diving deep into 20 psychological facts about Capricorns that will completely change how you view this earth sign. But be warned, what you discover may surprise you. You'll gain insight not only into their relationships and career paths, but also the deeper layers of their personalities, which often go unnoticed. If you're curious about what truly drives a Capricorn and how you can connect with them on a deeper level, stay tuned. Now, whether you are a Capricorn yourself or have one in your life, understanding these hidden traits can help you navigate relationships, work dynamics, and even personal growth. And, by the end of this video, you'll have a better grasp of how to engage with this powerful zodiac sign in a more meaningful way. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our peaceful community here at Zen Mind Peaceful Life, where we explore not just the stars but the deep psychological and spiritual aspects that shape our lives. You won't want to miss what's coming next, trust me, this is just the beginning. 1. Capricorns are incredibly self-reliant. One of the most defining psychological traits of Capricorns is their deep need for self-reliance. These individuals are not the type to rely on others for support or guidance. Instead, they tend to trust their own abilities and instincts, often going through life with a mindset that if something is to be done well, it's best done by them. This self-reliance stems from the earth sign's grounded nature and the influence of Saturn, the planet that governs responsibility, structure, and boundaries. Capricorns have a profound sense of personal responsibility that drives them to handle tasks on their own, regardless of how big or small. In relationships, this trait can sometimes create a barrier. Capricorns may appear emotionally distant, preferring to deal with their problems alone rather than sharing them with others. They often see vulnerability as a weakness, something that contradicts their desire to maintain control and structure. However, this self-sufficiency is not born out of arrogance but a deep-rooted need for stability and independence. They value being able to rely on themselves, and in doing so, they establish a sense of security that is rarely shaken. Real-world example: take a Capricorn at work, for instance. They are the ones who will take on a challenging project, organize every detail, and ensure everything runs smoothly, without asking for help. Even if they're drowning in tasks, they may not reach out for assistance, believing that they can handle it all on their own. This intense self-reliance can be admired, but it also highlights their reluctance to trust others with important responsibilities. Advice for Capricorns: while self-reliance is a strength, it's also important to recognize when to ask for help. Life is about balance, and sometimes, letting others in can make things easier. Don't be afraid to lean on trusted individuals for support, they may surprise you with their willingness to help. 2. Capricorns are natural leaders. Capricorns are often viewed as traditional leaders, those who take charge and make decisions with a calm, collected demeanor. Leadership comes naturally to them because of their inherent discipline and responsibility. They have the ability to see the bigger picture and devise a practical plan to achieve their long-term goals. Whether in the workplace or in social situations, Capricorns tend to step up and take the reins when others may hesitate. Psychologically, Capricorns are wired for leadership because they trust their ability to manage both people and projects effectively. Their decision-making process is methodical and well thought out, which gives them an air of authority. In times of uncertainty, people naturally look to Capricorns for guidance, knowing that they will provide a clear path forward, based on sound judgment. However, this leadership quality can sometimes be perceived as domineering. Capricorns can have a tendency to control situations, which may not always be welcomed by those who prefer more flexibility or independence. In relationships, this need for control can extend to their personal lives, where they may feel compelled to manage not only themselves but their loved ones as well. While this trait can offer stability, it can also create tension if not handled with sensitivity. Real-world example: think of a Capricorn in a leadership role, perhaps a manager or team leader. Their leadership is not flashy or aggressive, but grounded in their ability to take responsibility and make logical, informed decisions. They know how to delegate effectively, ensuring that everyone on the team is working toward a common goal. Their leadership may not always be the most charismatic, but it's undeniably effective. Advice for Capricorns: while being a natural leader is a powerful quality, remember that leadership is about collaboration. It's essential to foster an environment where others feel valued and trusted. Let others contribute their ideas, and you may find that the collective efforts lead to even greater success. 3. Capricorns are highly disciplined and hardworking. Discipline is the cornerstone of a Capricorn's life. Their psychological makeup is deeply rooted in the desire to succeed, and they understand that success requires hard work, consistency, and dedication. Capricorns are the ones who wake up early, put in the hours, and ensure that every task is completed to perfection. Their attention to detail and focus on the long-term goals set them apart from other signs who may take a more spontaneous or relaxed approach. This psychological trait is linked to the influence of Saturn, the planet of structure and boundaries. Capricorns tend to approach everything in life with a high level of seriousness and dedication. Whether it's their career, personal projects, or even their health, they follow a structured routine that supports their growth and success. However, this high level of discipline can sometimes lead to burnout, especially if they push themselves too hard without taking breaks. Real-world example: a Capricorn's daily routine might involve carefully planned activities, from work to exercise, all designed to help them stay productive and achieve their goals. While other signs might choose to relax on weekends or after work, a Capricorn may spend this time reviewing their goals or pursuing personal development activities. Advice for Capricorns: while discipline and hard work are your strengths, be mindful of burnout. Take time to recharge and allow yourself to enjoy moments of spontaneity. A balanced life will ensure that your hard work continues to lead to fulfillment and not just exhaustion. 4. Capricorns value stability above all else. At the heart of Capricorn's personality is a deep need for stability. This need influences nearly every decision they make, from career choices to relationships. Capricorns crave consistency, and they are naturally drawn to environments that provide security and structure. This psychological need for stability comes from their earth sign nature, which prioritizes groundedness and reliability. In relationships, Capricorns are cautious about who they invest their time and emotions in. They tend to be slow to trust and often take a long time to fully commit. This reluctance is not because they lack emotional depth, but because they are trying to ensure that their emotional investments are made in a stable and reliable environment. For a Capricorn, a relationship that promises long-term security and mutual respect is far more appealing than one built on fleeting passion. Real-world example: imagine a Capricorn in a relationship. They may take months, or even years, to truly open up to a partner. While this might be frustrating to someone looking for immediate intimacy, it's important to understand that the Capricorn is carefully assessing the situation to ensure that the relationship has the potential to last. Advice for Capricorns: recognize that not all relationships need to be measured by stability and security alone. It's important to allow space for vulnerability and emotional openness. Sometimes, embracing uncertainty can lead to deeper connections and growth in your relationships. 5. Capricorns have a deep emotional resilience. Despite their outward appearance of being serious and reserved, Capricorns are incredibly emotionally resilient. They are not easily shaken by setbacks or difficult circumstances. This emotional toughness is rooted in their psychological makeup, which is shaped by their practical, grounded nature. When faced with challenges, Capricorns tend to remain calm and composed, focusing on finding practical solutions rather than getting lost in their emotions. Capricorns are not the type to wallow in self-pity or allow setbacks to derail their progress. Instead, they view difficulties as opportunities to learn and grow. This resilience allows them to bounce back from adversity with even greater determination. However, this emotional stoicism can sometimes make it difficult for others to understand the emotional turmoil that Capricorns might be going through, as they are not quick to express their feelings. Real-world example: a Capricorn who loses a job may not react with panic or despair. Instead, they will take practical steps to find a new opportunity, often using the setback as motivation to improve their skills and build a better future. They may not show outward signs of distress, but inwardly, they are determined to overcome the obstacle. Advice for Capricorns: while emotional resilience is a powerful trait, it's also important to acknowledge your feelings and process them in a healthy way. Don't be afraid to seek support from trusted friends or family members when you need it. Emotional strength is not about suppressing feelings, but about navigating through them with grace and purpose. 6. Capricorns are extremely focused and goal-oriented. One of the most striking psychological traits of Capricorns is their incredible focus and goal-oriented mindset. From the moment they set their sights on a goal, there's little that can distract them. Capricorns tend to have a clear vision of what they want in life, and they approach each challenge with single-minded determination. Whether it's a career objective, personal ambition, or a project they care about, Capricorns channel all their energy into achieving success. This ability to stay laser-focused on their goals is rooted in their deep sense of responsibility and their practical nature. They are driven by the idea of creating a stable, successful life, one built on hard work, discipline, and perseverance. Capricorns don't often succumb to temptations that might lead them astray because they see such distractions as threats to their long-term goals. However, this unrelenting focus can sometimes come at a cost. Capricorns may find themselves so absorbed in their objectives that they neglect other important aspects of their lives, such as relationships or self-care. While their determination often leads to success, it's important for them to remember the value of balance. Real-world example: a Capricorn working on a major career milestone may put in long hours, sacrificing time with family or friends to ensure that the project succeeds. While the end result may be impressive, it's essential for them to take a step back now and then to maintain healthy relationships and well-being. Advice for Capricorns: while it's great to be focused, remember that life is about balance. Take time to nurture your relationships and engage in activities that recharge you. Success is not just about achieving goals, it's also about enjoying the journey.
7. Capricorns are very cautious and risk-averse. Capricorns are not known for taking risks. Instead, they prefer to carefully weigh their options and calculate the best course of action. This cautious approach to life is part of their psychological makeup and is rooted in their need for stability. Unlike some other signs who are more impulsive or willing to take chances, Capricorns view risk-taking as something that needs to be avoided unless absolutely necessary. Their risk aversion can be seen in both personal and professional settings. In relationships, they may take a long time to commit, carefully analyzing whether a partnership aligns with their values and goals. Professionally, Capricorns are likely to pursue steady, secure career paths, preferring gradual growth over sudden leaps. However, their hesitation to take risks can also limit their growth in some situations. While they may be extremely successful in structured, stable environments, Capricorns may sometimes miss opportunities because they are too focused on minimizing uncertainty. Real-world example: a Capricorn might choose to stay in a stable, well-paying job rather than venture into a new, potentially more rewarding opportunity because they are wary of the risks involved. This approach ensures security but may prevent them from exploring new horizons. Advice for Capricorns: while it's important to be cautious, don't let fear of uncertainty prevent you from taking calculated risks. Growth often requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. And sometimes, embracing a bit of risk can lead to exciting rewards. 8. Capricorns are extremely loyal and committed in relationships. When it comes to relationships, Capricorns are known for their loyalty and commitment. However, this loyalty is not given lightly. Capricorns are not the type to rush into relationships or fall in love impulsively. They take their time to assess a potential partner's character, values, and long-term compatibility before they commit. Once a Capricorn makes the decision to invest in a relationship, they do so with a level of dedication that is unmatched by many other signs. Psychologically, this stems from their need for stability and security. Capricorns do not view love as a fleeting emotion. Instead, they approach it as a long-term commitment that must be built on trust, respect, and shared goals. Their loyalty is unwavering, and once they trust someone, they will go above and beyond to support and protect them. Real-world example: a Capricorn in a relationship may not always be outwardly expressive, but their actions speak volumes. They are the type to stay by their partner's side through thick and thin, working tirelessly to ensure that the relationship remains strong and stable. Advice for Capricorns: while loyalty is one of your greatest strengths, remember to maintain open communication with your partner. Sometimes, your reserved nature may cause misunderstandings, so it's important to share your thoughts and feelings more frequently. 9. Capricorns often struggle to open up emotionally. While Capricorns may appear reserved and calm, they often struggle to open up emotionally, especially in the early stages of relationships. This trait is deeply rooted in their psychological makeup, which tends to prioritize practicality and structure over emotional vulnerability. Capricorns value their independence and do not easily reveal their inner world to others. This reluctance to open up is not due to a lack of feelings but rather stems from their fear of being hurt or judged. They may feel that showing vulnerability is a weakness, so they keep their emotions guarded until they are absolutely sure that they can trust someone. Only after building a deep sense of security will a Capricorn feel comfortable sharing their true feelings. Real-world example: a Capricorn in a romantic relationship may take a long time to express their emotions fully. While they may care deeply for their partner, they may avoid showing affection or discussing their feelings until they feel confident that the relationship is stable and secure. Advice for Capricorns: understand that emotional vulnerability is not a weakness but a strength. Opening up to trusted individuals can deepen your connections and help you build more fulfilling relationships. It's okay to let your guard down occasionally and allow others to support you. 10. Capricorns are highly organized and appreciate order. Capricorns have a deep need for order and structure in all areas of their lives. This extends beyond their professional life and into their personal and emotional worlds. They feel most comfortable when their environment is organized, predictable, and aligned with their long-term goals. This psychological trait can be seen in their meticulous approach to planning, decision-making, and even in their day-to-day routines. In relationships, this desire for order can translate into a need for clear boundaries and expectations. Capricorns often prefer to have a sense of control over their surroundings, which helps them feel secure and balanced. However, this can sometimes come across as rigid or controlling to others, especially those who value spontaneity or flexibility. Real-world example: a Capricorn may create detailed plans for their future, from career progression to personal development. They may also maintain a tidy and organized home environment, ensuring that everything has its place and that there is a clear structure to their daily routine. Advice for Capricorns: while organization and structure are important, try to embrace moments of spontaneity and flexibility. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes, loosening your grip on control can lead to unexpected and rewarding experiences. 11. Capricorns are perfectionists who set high standards for themselves. Capricorns are known for their perfectionist tendencies, and this is one of their most defining psychological traits. They set high standards for themselves in every aspect of life, whether it's in their career, relationships, or personal development. This drive for perfection often stems from their inner desire to achieve success and create stability in their lives. They feel a deep sense of responsibility to meet their goals, and they don't settle for mediocrity. Capricorns often push themselves to the limit, striving for excellence in everything they do. This perfectionism can sometimes be a double-edged sword. While it motivates them to succeed and achieve great things, it can also lead to feelings of frustration and self-criticism when things don't go as planned. Capricorns may become overly critical of themselves, and their inner drive for perfection can sometimes cause them to overlook the progress they've already made. Real-world example: a Capricorn working on a project might spend countless hours fine-tuning every detail, even if the project is already well beyond what most people would consider perfect. This drive to achieve their highest standards can sometimes cause them to miss deadlines or burn themselves out. Advice for Capricorns: while it's admirable to strive for perfection, remember that progress is just as important as perfection. Embrace the idea that sometimes, good enough is enough. Give yourself credit for the hard work and progress you've made, even if things aren't perfect. 12. Capricorns are highly independent and dislike being dependent on others. Another key psychological trait of Capricorns is their strong sense of independence. They dislike feeling dependent on others and prefer to take care of their own needs, both emotionally and physically. This deep-rooted need for independence is tied to their desire for control and self-sufficiency. Capricorns value their autonomy and feel most comfortable when they are in charge of their own destiny. This trait can sometimes create difficulties in relationships, as Capricorns may resist leaning on others for emotional support. They are highly self-reliant, and it can be hard for them to let their guard down or rely on others when things get tough. While they are more than willing to help others, they often struggle to ask for help themselves. Real-world example: a Capricorn going through a personal crisis might keep their emotions bottled up, dealing with the issue in silence rather than reaching out for support. They may view asking for help as a sign of weakness or a lack of control. Advice for Capricorns: recognize that asking for help or allowing others to support you is not a sign of weakness. True strength comes from being able to lean on others when needed. Sharing your burdens can help you grow emotionally and strengthen your relationships. 13. Capricorns are deeply introspective and value personal growth. Capricorns are among the most introspective zodiac signs. They spend a significant amount of time reflecting on their lives, decisions, and goals. This deep self-reflection is a result of their earth sign nature, which is constantly seeking ways to improve and grow. They are always striving for personal development, whether it's through learning new skills, achieving new milestones, or evolving emotionally. This introspective quality helps Capricorns to stay focused on their long-term objectives and ensures that they are continually moving forward in life. However, this constant self-analysis can sometimes lead them to be overly critical of themselves. Capricorns may find themselves stuck in cycles of self-doubt or questioning, especially if they feel that they haven't made enough progress toward their goals. Real-world example: a Capricorn might spend their free time reading self-help books, journaling, or seeking out ways to improve their mental and emotional state. They are always looking for ways to better themselves, whether it's by taking on a new project or making changes to their daily routines. Advice for Capricorns: embrace the process of self-reflection, but also learn to appreciate your progress. Personal growth is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate the steps you've already taken and remember that you don't need to have everything figured out to be successful. 14. Capricorns are often viewed as cold or aloof, but they are actually very warm. Capricorns can often come across as cold or aloof due to their reserved and practical nature. They are not typically expressive about their emotions, and they prefer to keep their feelings to themselves rather than sharing them openly. This can make them seem distant, especially to those who are more emotionally expressive. However, beneath this stoic exterior, Capricorns are actually very warm and caring individuals. Once they have established trust and security in a relationship, they are incredibly loyal and protective. They may not show it in overt ways, but Capricorns have a deep emotional capacity and a desire to care for those they love. Their emotional warmth is often expressed through actions rather than words. Real-world example: a Capricorn in a long-term relationship may not frequently shower their partner with compliments or public displays of affection, but they show their love by always being there when needed, whether it's offering practical help or providing emotional support during difficult times. Advice for Capricorns: don't be afraid to show your softer side. While your actions often speak louder than words, expressing your emotions more openly can help strengthen your relationships. You don't have to change who you are, but sometimes, a little vulnerability can make you feel even more connected to others. 15. Capricorns are masters of patience and long-term planning. One of the most powerful psychological traits of Capricorns is their ability to be patient and plan for the long term. They don't rush through life or seek immediate rewards. Instead, Capricorns understand that success is a long journey, one that requires careful planning, consistent effort, and a great deal of patience. Capricorns take their time to build the life they desire. Whether it's advancing in their careers, building financial stability, or creating a fulfilling personal life, they approach each goal with the mindset that slow and steady wins the race. This patience allows them to make thoughtful decisions and avoid the impulsiveness that often derails other signs. Real-world example: a Capricorn saving for a major life purchase, such as a home or a dream vacation, will likely take a slow and steady approach. They will plan their finances, set small, achievable goals, and remain committed to their savings plan over time. Their ability to wait and work diligently toward their goal ensures that when they finally achieve it, it feels truly earned. Advice for Capricorns: keep using your patience and long-term vision to guide your goals. However, remember to celebrate small victories along the way. While the destination is important, the journey itself holds value, and acknowledging your progress can keep you motivated.
16. Capricorns can be extremely reserved, but they have deep emotional depth. Capricorns are often perceived as reserved and emotionally distant. Their natural inclination is to keep their emotions under control and avoid displaying vulnerability. This is especially true in public settings, where they may appear distant or aloof to others. This reserved nature is linked to their deep sense of responsibility, practicality, and desire for self-control. However, once you break through their protective shell, you'll discover that Capricorns possess profound emotional depth. They care deeply about the people they love, and their loyalty is unmatched. They may not always express their emotions openly, but when they do, it's with the utmost sincerity. Capricorns seek meaningful, lasting connections rather than fleeting or shallow relationships, which makes them fiercely loyal to those they trust. Real-world example: a Capricorn in a long-term friendship or romantic relationship may not always show overt affection, but when times are tough, they will be the first one to offer practical support. They demonstrate their love through actions rather than words. Advice for Capricorns: while it's natural for you to keep your emotions close to the chest, don't be afraid to share your feelings with those you trust. Showing vulnerability can deepen your relationships and help you form stronger emotional connections. 17. Capricorns are often highly career-focused and find fulfillment in success. For Capricorns, their career is often more than just a job, it's a path to personal fulfillment. Their ambition and determination drive them to succeed, and they often find great satisfaction in achieving career milestones. Capricorns are not the type to settle for mediocrity. They want to excel in everything they do, especially when it comes to their professional lives. This career-driven mindset comes from their belief that success and stability are key to living a fulfilling life. They work tirelessly, sometimes sacrificing their personal time and relationships to focus on their career goals. This can lead to feelings of frustration or burnout if they become too absorbed in their work. Real-world example: a Capricorn working towards a promotion might dedicate themselves to extra hours and professional development, even if it means missing out on social events or relaxation. They see this as an investment in their future. Advice for Capricorns: while your career is important, remember to find balance. Your work is a reflection of your ambition, but true fulfillment comes from maintaining healthy personal relationships and taking care of your emotional well-being. 18. Capricorns have a strong sense of duty and responsibility. Capricorns possess a deeply ingrained sense of duty and responsibility. This trait is part of their psychological makeup and is shaped by the influence of their ruling planet, Saturn. They are extremely reliable, and when they commit to something, they do so with full dedication and diligence. Whether it's a family obligation, a professional task, or a promise to a friend, Capricorns take their responsibilities very seriously. They feel a strong need to fulfill their commitments, and they often go above and beyond to ensure that they meet expectations. This sense of responsibility is one of the reasons why they are so dependable and trustworthy. Real-world example: a Capricorn may volunteer for a leadership role at work or take on extra responsibilities without hesitation. They want to ensure that everything is handled with care and precision, sometimes even at the expense of their own time or energy. Advice for Capricorns: while your sense of duty is admirable, remember that it's okay to set boundaries. Taking care of your own needs is just as important as fulfilling your responsibilities to others. Don't feel guilty for saying no when you need time for yourself. 19. Capricorns are slow to trust, but once they do, they are loyal for life. Capricorns are known for their caution when it comes to trust. They take their time to evaluate others and are not quick to open up emotionally. This is due to their natural need for stability and security. They don't take relationships lightly, and they want to ensure that anyone they let into their inner circle is trustworthy and reliable. Once a Capricorn has determined that someone is deserving of their trust, they are incredibly loyal. This loyalty is unwavering and deeply rooted in their desire to build lasting, meaningful connections. For Capricorns, trust is a crucial foundation for any relationship, whether it's romantic, familial, or platonic. Real-world example: a Capricorn might take months or even years to fully trust someone. But once they do, they will stand by that person through thick and thin, offering support, loyalty, and care without question. Advice for Capricorns: be mindful of how your cautious approach to trust can sometimes create distance in relationships. Opening up a little earlier may help you build deeper connections, but always remember that trust is something that must be earned over time. 20. Capricorns often struggle with self-doubt. Despite their outer confidence. Despite their outward appearance of confidence and control, Capricorns often struggle with self-doubt. This is especially true when things don't go according to plan, or when they feel they haven't met their own high expectations. Capricorns set very high standards for themselves, and when they fall short, they can be harsh critics of their own efforts. This self-doubt is often linked to their perfectionism. Capricorns may question their abilities or fear that they're not doing enough to achieve success. However, these feelings are usually temporary. And Capricorns have a remarkable ability to overcome their insecurities and keep pushing forward. Real-world example: a Capricorn might finish a big project or reach a significant career milestone. But instead of celebrating, they may focus on what they could have done better. This constant drive for self-improvement is admirable, but it can also prevent them from fully appreciating their achievements. Advice for Capricorns: learn to embrace your successes and acknowledge your hard work. It's important to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Overcoming self-doubt is part of the journey, but it's essential to recognize the value you bring to the table. Conclusion: embracing the depth of Capricorn's personality. As we've explored, Capricorns are complex and multifaceted individuals. They are driven by ambition, disciplined in their approach to life, and deeply committed to their responsibilities. Their need for stability and structure often leads them to be perceived as reserved or even distant. But underneath that exterior lies a person with immense emotional depth, loyalty, and care for those they trust. Capricorns may struggle with self-doubt, but their resilience, patience, and long-term vision keep them focused on their goals. To truly understand and connect with a Capricorn, it's essential to appreciate the nuances of their personality. They are not easily swayed by external influences and tend to approach life with a practical, grounded mindset. However, they also value meaningful relationships and seek to build a stable foundation with those they love. If you are a Capricorn, remember that while your pursuit of success and stability is admirable, it's also important to allow yourself moments of emotional openness and vulnerability. Balance your ambitious drive with self-compassion and the understanding that growth comes from both achievements and the connections you build along the way. Thank you for joining me in exploring the fascinating world of Capricorns. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more insights into astrology, psychology, and personal growth. Until next time. Remember that understanding yourself and others is the key to a peaceful, fulfilling life.